Well, I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's coverage of Pine Creek versus Fountain Fort Carson in 5A Wrestling in Colorado Springs. This is Greg from Nowlinstudios Studios, and I'll be commentating for you this evening. Reason we like to put these together for folks that were not able to attend to be able to see this. We are actually going to be starting off tonight with the JV match at 182, Taylor Clifton. Looks like Taylor's going to have the first takedown if he can complete this. Nope. Definitely coming out more aggressive than the wrestler from Fountain Fort Carson. And the official calls that takedown out of bounds, so no points. And that one's going to score 2 points for Taylor. And he still hasn't lost control, so there's not an escape point given or a reversal. And that right there, that will complete the 2. So with 25 seconds remaining, 2-2 tie in the 182 bout. And nice work to put the Fountain Fort Carson wrestler on his back right at the end of that first period. Looks like the horn's not going to be working tonight, so the table signals the official that the round is complete. All right, so Taylor takes the down position, leading 4-2 in this second period. Oh, good idea there. Looked like he was high. Coming to you today, the 8th of December, or rather 8th of January 2014. Taylor looks like he gets a headlock during the scramble, but that's not going to last. So 6-4, Taylor Clifton leading Fountain Fort Carson in the 182-pound bout. A little less than 30 seconds, and it looks like Taylor's making a move. See if he can get his head out and get control here. And the second period is going to end. Taylor Clifton up 6-4. Taylor getting some wisdom from Coach T.C. Danzler, former Olympian, and still quite a capable wrestler. Just missed the world team this last Olympics by just a little bit. So we're glad to have T.C. working with us at Pine Creek. So Taylor Clifton will take the up position starting this third period, ahead 6-4. See if he can work this half on one side or the other here to turn. Looks like he's going to try to get the chicken wing in. And let's see if he can work this all the way up to the wrestler's head. Thought better of that. And they're called out of bounds, so we will restart in the third period with 1 minute 2 remaining. Taylor still up 6-4. And time just under 5 seconds to go. And that will score 1 point, so 6-5. And Taylor rides it out at the end of the period to win 6-5 in the first decision of the night. Next wrestler up is Alex Rathbun. Alex has the 195 slot. And as you see, the wrestlers disappearing to the right of the screen. That was called out of bounds before the score. Alex in the green singlet, wrestling against Fountain Fort Carson in the red. Alex trying to set that up. Two to nothing halfway through the first period. Alex Rathbun kind of having his way with the Fountain Fort Carson wrestler at the moment. And see if he can get some back points. This is what he was looking for. With 6 seconds remaining, let's see if he can actually get this pin. That's certainly going to be 3 back points there, so moves to 5-0 start and end of the second period. For a big guy, Alex is really very quick. Takes the 2 point from the neutral position on that takedown. Now, Pine Creek's JV has been doing very well. Started off at Battle of the Best tournament early and wrestled through with all varsity teams. Moved on to take the Valor tournament. They just ended up taking the tournament last weekend as well. So the program having a good degree of success. Tonight's duel versus Fountain Fort Carson. Next week is going to be against Liberty. And then the varsity heads to Temecula Valley, California for one of the biggest tournaments in the country. Trying to get them ready for the state tournament here in Colorado. All right, so Alex is going to allow a couple escapes, which moves the score with 30 seconds remaining, 9-2, Pine Creek leading. Another very well controlled takedown. Looking to see if he can expose the wrestler's back, get some back points, possibly a pin here. Again, working with little time remaining in the second. And that's going to do it for the second period. Alex Rathbun up 11-2. Alex will start in the down position starting third period. Let's see if he can do a quick escape or stand up. Looks like he's going to release. Okay, Alex is up by 10 at the moment. If he gets another 5, this will be a technical fall. We'll see if he gets a pin or if he gets the ability to score some more here. And they'll be called out of bounds. There'll be another 2. It's getting close. So 13, he's going to let him go and then look for a shot. Back down to 12 and back up to... Yeah, the points are coming fast and furious. And that will do it. A score of 18-3. A difference of 15 points. A technical fall for Alex Rathbun. Taking the 195. All right, next up is Brendan Hamilton at 220. Brendan, one of the wrestlers that also plays football, was a member of the state championship for a football team here at Pine Creek. Taylor Clifton also was a football player. So you'll see a number of guys this evening that play both sports. Very compatible, the two sports. And there's a great initial takedown, and Brendan with a flurry. Looks like he's going to get the other wrestler on his back. He may make quick work of this 220-pounder from Fountain Fort Carson. Great initial energy. And after the first period, Brendan Hamilton ahead 2-0. Brendan taking the down position to start off the second period. It looks like he very well may escape, and he does. Bringing his advantage to 3-0. It's good to see the big guys have an energetic match. There you go. Just to get around the other side. Beautiful, beautiful. And another note is most of the guys on JV at Pine Creek would clearly be varsity wrestlers in other programs. So Coach Gable sets the JV team up with quite a few varsity tournaments during the season to be able to get ready to perform at the levels that he expects his varsity team to perform. Same reason the varsity is going to go to Temecula, California next week. One of the biggest tournaments in the country. Many of the state champions in a lot of the weights from California, from Nevada, from many of the different states end up going to see if they can be successful against the best in the Western region. Brendan's still in control, winding down the second period. It's going to end with a 5-0 advantage to Brendan Hamilton. I imagine the third round for many of the big guys are no kind of fun. Takes a lot of energy to be throwing around another individual who weighs 220 pounds. There we go, late burst of energy from Brendan. If he can kick free of this, he'll score again. Less than a minute remaining in this match. Brendan Hamilton leading 5-0. That was a well-executed roll to move on out, using his momentum as the other wrestler figured he was going to put him on his back. Brendan continued to roll through and ended up with 2. And at the end of the match, Brendan Hamilton at 220 takes this 7-0. All right. Looks like we're going to skip the heavyweight at 285. Jeremy Medina is not going to get to wrestle tonight, so we're back up to 106 with Ian. I believe it's. I'll try to get this correct. Schleeper. We'll just be going with Ian. Looks like Ian's drawn a fairly capable opponent here at 106. And Ian's actually given up 10 pounds at 106. The allowance after Christmas is 108. And he weighs in tonight at 98. So it is a challenge if his opponent happens to be at 108, 106. 10-pound difference is a tough one. Now, good job to defend the offense of the Fountain Fort Carson wrestler. Ian is down by 2 to start the second period. Chooses down. Oh, almost got it done. There we go. Great reversal. See if Ian can hold on to this. He's got the Fountain Fort Carson wrestler in a very difficult position. This would be fantastic if he could come back and pin him. He's definitely got 2 with 3 back points to tie this up. With 39 seconds left in the first, let's see if he can sink this in. That's a tough, tough deal to lose that opportunity for a fall. This has turned into be a great match. See if he can return him to the mat here and continue to control him. All right, so we end the second pretty even. We'll give the first round to Fountain Fort Carson. Period 2 goes to Ian. Pine Creek, 106. I apologize if it feels like we're rolling a little bit as folks are getting in place to watch the varsity match here to come. The bleachers are kind of rocking a little bit, causing the camera to have a little bit of motion. Oh, that's an unfortunate spot. Let's see if Ian can defend this and get up and out of there. Hard-fought match. And at 106, Pine Creek loses to a fall. And this should be Lane McAdams at 113. And it looks like, I didn't think that that was the case. So it looks like they skipped the 113 and the 120. And this looks like If this is truly 126, it's Dylan Caceres. We'll have to settle in here a little bit and see some wrestling styles to confirm or deny. It looks like at the JV level they're not bringing the individual wrestlers out. If there happens to be a forfeit, to accept the forfeit, they're just moving on to the next bout. Well, with an escape and maybe coming back for a reversal here. We'll see how this goes. Now, I'm not convinced this is Dylan Caceres, so if it is Clay Schwab at 120, I think the scoreboard may be a little off. I believe that they just went through Lane's match at 113 and started the 120. There we go. So they'll reset at the center. Fountain Fort Carson, and I believe 120, although the scoreboard actually does say 126. Fountain Fort Carson is leading 5-2. Oh, this could be. It was kind of action, reaction, flip and then flip, and Pine Creek unfortunately comes out on the underside of that particular scramble. All right, we're going to start the second here with Pine Creek down by 1, 6-7, starting up on top. This could work out well if we can sink in that double chicken wing That is a stick, ladies and gentlemen. That's one of those positions that when you get him in, the official does not wait too long to signal a pin. Fantastic work at 1:35 in the second period. Well, all right, I'm not sure that was Dylan Caceres, but this truly is Peter Isaias. Pete Isaias at 132. Making quick work of the first takedown. And Pete decides to release. This may be a catch and release program here for the first period. Pete working back to the center of the match here. Peter, one of the 4 extremely good freshmen that has really kind of set a nice standard for some of the young guys to aspire to this year at Pine Creek. Here in the varsity lineup, 3 other freshmen will start off with 106, 113, and 120. So Pete's going to go ahead and give up a point to go neutral. He must have gone to the wrestling doctor prior to the match, and the prescription was about 5 or 6 takedowns, some releases, and maybe a pin here in the second. Let's see if he can handle some back points here. Working the edge of the mat here. Pete content to score. Regroup, score again. He's ahead by 9 as we close out the first period. Peter Isaias up 12-3 at 132 against Fountain Fort Carson. See if Pete can have a quick escape here. He will spin around, get his 2, see if he can get right into some back points. He'll release. Peter was a member of the very talented and undefeated freshman football team. So Pine Creek football looks to be good for a number of years in the future. Not to mention the wrestling program looks pretty solid. Pete's locked up in a nice cradle, and the wrestler escapes. Good defense to get out of that, but that does take it up to a difference of 15 if the score on the scoreboard stands, and it does. Looks like Peter Isaias with a technical fall at 48 remaining in the second period at a weight of 132. Moving on to 138, Stephen Rathbun. I would wager to say this may be Alex's younger brother. Or a cousin. Early in the season, we'll get to know the guys a little better as we go. It looks like a little high crotch fireman's carry. Could pan out from the Fountain Fort Carson, and it does. Tonight's match is started at 182. On occasion, they'll start with the heavier weights just to mix it up so they're not always starting with the little guys. So we will finish up tonight with Dustin Jones at 170. But again, Stephen Rathbun at 130. Evidently, this is Andrew Tanstrom at 145. I need to pay attention to the scoreboard to see if I'm having a skipped wrestler. Apologize, folks. Normally we're used to having each of the weights come to the center and accept a forfeit if there's not a wrestler at the other school. So we've skipped a couple today, and this one gave me the slip. So Andrew is trailing by 2 as we close out the first period, but it looks like he's very close to evening it back up. Start of the second period. Looks like one of the photographers is setting up for the varsity match with a couple strobes and some pocket wizards. It'll be interesting. The varsity match will look quite a bit different. They go with a single light overhead and the gym lights completely out. So our video may have quite a different feel here, starting with the varsity group. Andrew's still just trailing. Well, looks like the score just changed. So Andrew is if he can control this, that'll be fantastic. Looks like he's got him in a really tough position. Great job to get the Fountain Fort Carson on his back, and that is a pin for Andrew. Andrew Transtrom at 145 takes the victory by fall. Good job to pull that one back out. That was tough, trailing by 5 points. All right, next up at 152 is Cody Hubbard. Looking for something over at the table. And here comes the start of the match. Cody, also a very accomplished boxer. It's amazing how many of these athletes are very skilled in some other disciplines. This looks like this is going to be a very spirited match at 152. And Cody will get 2. See if he can lock up in a cradle. It looks like he's got control of his man. Just a little bit too much to keep it for the amount of time that you need for a pin. The Fountain Fort Carson wrestler comes back with 2 of his own. And Cody working again. This time, the Fountain Fort Carson wrestler may not be so lucky as to escape. Looks like this is going to do it. He's got 8 seconds left. Let's see if he can get those shoulders down appropriately. Oh, he does not beat the clock out. But he will get 5 for the takedown, as well as those 3 back points. So to begin the second period, Cody Hubbard leads 9-2. This time, I don't think he's going to get so lucky. Oh, I just say it. And he escapes again. 12-4. Cody Hubbard working from the bottom at this point. It looks like he's going to pop out the back, right into a cradle, grabbed him right from the down position. See if he can balance this out. He's got him stacked. And he takes care of business. Second period with 40 seconds remaining. He was up by 13, so it would have been one of those situations where either pinned him or he was going to have a technical fall very shortly thereafter. So that may have been enough for a technical fall with the takedown and 3 back points. So we'll see if Dustin Jones actually has a match. It looks like they may be resetting. The 170 is not going to wrestle tonight, so that takes care of the Pine Creek JV match, 8th of December, at home. And next up, will be the varsity match. This is Greg Nowlin from Nowlin Studios, thanking you for tuning in. Hopefully this will bless some of the parents and grandparents and other friends and family that were not able to attend tonight's JV match. So you can give us an email at nowlinstudios@gmail.com and let us know if you've got any suggestions or comments, or even give us some feedback. If you appreciate having the opportunity to view these, we'll continue to make them available in the future.